Hey guys, quick update. So I just got back from Sage Dynamics Defense in the Home. It was a 2-day course. We had 2 instructors, Aaron Cowan and John Dufresne. It was down there in Southern Florida at Altair Training Solutions. 2 shoot houses, got to run through shoot houses and shoot threat targets, and you had to avoid shooting non-threat targets. A lot of low light work. Really awesome class. Learned a bunch of stuff, and it's just I highly recommend a class with Sage Dynamics, especially that class. So I ran my P10 C. I shot about 400 rounds through it because I also brought my Glock 19, and I also brought a rifle to run through the class as well. And the P10, despite all the little kind of issues that have cropped up around it, still flawless, right? No problems, no issues. It was hot, it was dusty, it was raining on and off. Didn't have any problems, so really happy with that. Right before I left, my replacement extensions from CZC Custom came. These are P09 extended base pads. These are the flush fit version. Originally I had ordered the Magwell version, which has this bevel, and it was allowing the magazine to sit too far in the gun, and the right here the feed lip would actually bang into the bottom of the ejector during a slide lock reload and bend it up, so I had to replace those. So I had 3 that I hadn't opened, so I sent them to CZ and exchanged them, or CZ Custom to exchange them. This one's already all chewed up, so I'll just give it to somebody with a P09. But other than that, they function flawlessly, no problems, no issues related to the mag. While they add supposedly 4 rounds, I could only get 3 rounds in them, so as far as I'm concerned, they're an 18-round magazine. But they're the same length as a 15 with a +2 factory extension. So I know the spring's not being overstressed, which is a good thing, which is probably why they ran so reliably. And then you can see that the toe doesn't stick out as far either, so I can get a really nice purchase on the magazine. It's nice and it's not too much of a gap here, and when I index the mag, my finger ends up right below that notch, so it's really easy to get a good index. Incidentally, now that I see it, you can actually see these 2 little marks here. That came from here on some of these extensions, depending on which mag I put them on. Some combinations of mag and extension, this would sit too far back, it would actually snag, and they'd actually just kind of hang in there on that little edge there. So I just kept swapping them around with different magazines until I found the ones that would drop freely. Just your mileage may vary, so keep that in mind. I got my magazine release back from JagerWorks. The factory magazine has just a 90-degree edge right here on the top, and because it's so high on the frame, I can't get my hand super high because then it'll touch the slide stop, and when my hand's in the highest position I can get without messing with that, I can actually hit the magazine with this part of my palm. And I was afraid that I might somehow, like if I really bear down, I can actually pop the magazine out. So, and I like a nice firm grip, but I didn't like having to compromise that. So I put this in the mill and just shaved a 45-degree angle into it. So anyway, so yeah, I sent it to JagerWorks when I had my slide done, and they got it and I tried it for me. Somehow it missed the batch that my slide was in, so I had to wait a couple extra weeks, but yeah, it looks awesome. They did a great job. They do all the prep work for me, so they bead blasted it and cleaned up all the edges before sending it off for nitride, so that was awesome. I picked up one of these. This just came in today from my buddies over at Modern Outdoor Adventures. They sent me some stickers too. I've been meaning to get a Cert pistol for a while. This is the metal slide version, so it kind of simulates the weight of a Glock 17 better. I noticed that during close retention shooting, I was hesitant to shoot like high thoracic or at the face because my hand was usually up there. I don't put my hand in my pocket or on my chest or in a weird position. I kind of do it realistically. So, if I'm gouging the guy's eye out, or I'm grabbing his hair, or fish hooking his mouth or something, my hand's going to be probably up by his face. So if I'm shooting high thoracic, I don't want to actually shoot my hand, and being able to actually see where my impacts are gives me a little more confidence in where I can aim or how I can manipulate my firearm in kind of a weird unsighted firing situation. So it's also nice to be able to just kind of work, you know, I can work low light stuff and just do all kinds of not necessarily gun stuff, where I don't have to just run around the house with a real gun. So that's pretty cool. While I was at it, got one of these sent to me too from Modern Outdoor Adventures, mwaygun.com. So stars and ARs. So yeah, the TLR worked awesome. It was really great for the low light. Well, I mean, the entire time it was low light. Every time you wanted to look into a corner, you needed to activate the light. Really like having that momentary pressing down, because then if I have to go to shoot, I can just maintain that down pressure and just fire. With the Streamlight, because you have to push forward, didn't always, you know, in the heat of the moment have time to flip the switch down. And trying to hold your thumb against that when firing, it just ends up doing that. So I really like the TLR more. 800 lumens was enough to light up any dark areas, especially with all the ambient lighting. We had a little bit of sunlight streaming in, and it would create these shadows.
Show me your head.
So if you had like a, you know, the end of the hallway or the area behind a desk or kind of next to a wall, you'd have this like almost this blackness just because of the light coming in from the window. And the contrast. So they call that a photonic barrier. And guys with APLs and XC1s, those little 200-300 lumen lights, after the first run, they were replacing them with these because they just couldn't punch through. Definitely realize that 800 lumens will not blind you. Neither will 1,000. Neither will 2,000. I think I have some video of it. Me and John, after one of my runs, we're going through marking targets, and it's getting late in the day. It's pretty dark. We both have 1,000 lumen stream lights, and we're pointing them right at the target, you know, from less than arm's distance, and neither one of us is blind. So, you know, if it's pitch black, yeah, it might disrupt your vision a little bit, but if there's any ambient lighting, you want all the lumens you can get. So, yeah, I'm really glad I went with the high lumen stuff. I'm definitely not going to be running anything less than a TLR1 from here on out. So, anyway. I think some internal parts are coming from Cajun Gunworks. I think mid-December or possibly during SHOT Show or something. But as soon as those come out, I'm going to get some and try those out just because I'm a sucker for trying things and making videos as a hobby. So anyway, that's it for me. I will see you guys later.